just arrived in Tokyo. It's very exciting, isn't it? But then imagine you get to the train station, you look at the train map, and it looks like this. This is Tokyo's train system.
Lines tangled like spaghetti, stations crammed together, names you can't even pronounce, figuring out how to get into the city, and how to move around once you're here.
This is one of the most common challenges that travelers face while in Japan. But don't worry, because in the next 10 minutes, we're going to break down the train system down to something that actually makes sense.
By the end, you'll know how to ride Tokyo's trains with confidence from the moment you land at the airport.
Now, there might be too many train lines and complicated Japanese names, like this, Ochiai Minami Nagasaki.
However, there's a very simple system in place that lets you memorize Tokyo's train map easily. Just remember these 3 rules: line color, line code, and station number. Rule number 1, color. Every line has its own unique color to make it easy to recognize. However, some line colors might look similar, like Yamanote line and Shinjuku line, which are both green. Don't worry though, because we still have the second rule. Rule number 2, line code. Every line can be shortened into a 1 or 2 letter code. Yamanote is JY, and Shinjuku line is S, so you can still distinguish between them even if their colors are similar. And now we have the final rule. Rule number 3, station number. Every station along a train line is numbered in order from beginning to the end. So you can determine whether you're going up or down a line by seeing if the number increases or decreases. Note that sometimes one station could have more than one number as multiple lines serve that station.
So just an example, if you want to take the Ginza line from Ueno, which is G16, to get to Asakusa, which is G19, you have to take 1, 2, 3 stops down the Ginza line. So even if you can't read Japanese, all you have to do is follow the letters and the numbers. And that's all you have to do. Look for these universal symbols without memorizing the full names, and that's your superpower.
And that's basically it. Those are the basics of understanding the different train lines in Tokyo.
Without further ado, let's get to some of the train lines that you'd likely use whilst in Tokyo.
So JR is your city-wide backbone, known as a previously government-owned train network company. So there are many JR lines, but the ones you're most likely to use are these 3: JY Yamanote, JC Chuo, and JKK Hintoku. The Yamanote line, or JY, is the green loop connecting major transfer hubs like Shinjuku, Shibuya, Tokyo Station, and Ueno. If you only remember one thing about JR, remember the Yamanote line. It's the spinal cord of Tokyo. The Orange Chuo line, or JC, slices east to west for fast crosstown trips, from Tokyo Station to Shinjuku and into the Fuji area. Keihin Tohoku, shortened to JK and remembered as the Sky Blue line, hugs the eastern side of the loop. It also connects Yokohama and Saitama, 2 major cities next to Tokyo.
Some JR lines have reserved car seats or limited express services.
If you see a special car with a green clover mark or limited express, that's a reserved seat. Follow the signs or use a ticket machine. Let's say you're at Shinjuku Station and you want to go to Ueno Station. Find JY for Yamanote, and here you can check the map that contains the station number. And now you know how to use the most extensive train line in Japan.
But JR alone won't get you everywhere. That's where the subways come in. If JR is a backbone, then the subways are the circulation system. They're like arteries, pumping people into every neighborhood.
Need to shop in Ginza, visit the temple in Asakusa, explore nightlife in Roppongi? That's subway territory. Subways are perfect for short hops within central Tokyo. The trains are frequent, the stations are close, and transfers are never that far from one another. You may have noticed that there are 2 subway operators, Tokyo Metro and Toei Subway. But don't worry, with a simple day pass, you can seamlessly transfer between both operators' train lines to get to different spots within the city stress-free.
And finally, the private railways. Think of them as the limbs, arms and legs reaching outwards into the suburbs.
Those are lines run by private companies like Tokyu, Keio, Odakyu, Seibu, and Keikyu. They're not part of JR or the subways, but they're essential for local commuters. They also connect you to day trip destinations, airports, and other popular spots. Want to hike Mount Takao? That's the Keio line. Relax in Hakone's hot springs? Odakyu will take you there. Hungry for Yokohama's Chinatown? That's Tokyo Line's territory. Private railways extend Tokyo's reach, giving the city its ability to move beyond the center. And when the maps feel confusing, don't stress. Just search your destination on your phone. Route planner apps like Navitime will mix JR, Metro, and private lines for you automatically. Okay, now that you understand how Tokyo's train system works, let's test it with a real example. Getting to the city from Narita Airport. If you ask which train to take, Narita Express or Keisei Skyliner, everyone will answer you that it depends. If your hotel's near those transfer hubs like Tokyo Station or Shinjuku, Narita Express by JR, the backbone, takes you straight there. But if speed is what you want, the Skyliner, a private railway limb, races you into Ueno or Nippori, where you can then hop onto the subway. From there, you can reach almost anywhere in central Tokyo. So let's say your hotel is in Ginza. You actually have two good routes. Option 1, take the JR Narita Express to Tokyo Station. Then switch to the Marunouchi line straight into Ginza. Option 2, take the Skyliner to Ueno. Transfer to the Ginza line or Hibiya line and you'll also land in Ginza. Different routes, same destination. And that's the beauty of Tokyo's train system. But here's the catch. Even once you've picked your route, you'll notice trains with different classes or prefixes rolling into the same station. Local, Rapid, Express, Limited Express. What's the difference? And most importantly, which one should you take? Let's put it simply. A local train stops everywhere, while the Rapid and Express skip smaller stations and gets you to major destinations much faster. Limited Express offers you almost point-to-point service. It's the fastest, but it's very likely you will have to pay an extra fee for it, so be careful about that. And also if you buy a ticket on board, you'll be charged more than if you buy it beforehand. Same tracks, same lines, but the right choice can cut your journey time in half. For example, the Odakyu line takes you from Shinjuku to Hakone. The local train takes 150 minutes, but the Rapid takes 110 minutes. Not to mention the Limited Express, known as the Odakyu Romance Car, which would only take you 75 minutes.
And then there's the matter of tickets, because do you really want to line up at the counter or machine every single time?
Of course not. That's why travelers use IC cards, Suica or Pasmo. If you are an iPhone user, you can simply set up a virtual version. If not, you can still buy one from the machine or counter. Just tap in, tap out, and the system does the math for you. Now that you've memorized the train lines, understood the different train classes, and have an IC card in your pocket, suddenly, Tokyo's train system feels not just manageable, but effortless. But what if you want to go beyond Tokyo? What if your trip isn't just Shinjuku or Ginza, but Kyoto, Osaka, or even Hokkaido?
That's where the Shinkansen, Japan's bullet train, comes in.
Think of the Shinkansen as Japan's superhighway. From Tokyo Station, these trains shoot out across the country like arteries. North to Tohoku and Hokkaido, west to Nagoya, Kyoto, and Osaka. They're not just fast, they're famously reliable. Trains travel up to 320 kilometers per hour, yet still depart and arrive within seconds of schedule. Inside, you'll find wide seats, spacious enough to enjoy the bento you bought at the station. So once you've mastered Tokyo's trains, the Shinkansen opens the door to the rest of Japan's beautiful landscapes.
So Tokyo's train map seems impossible. But once you see the pattern, everything just clicks. So learn this structure just once, and you'll be able to travel smarter, faster, and with way less stress than most tourists. If this video helped you, hit like, share it with a friend who's coming to Japan, and subscribe for more guides that make travel simpler and easier. And tell us in the comments, where would you travel first in Japan?